I left my lights on recently on the BMW and the battery died, which meant that it will never ever be the same again. Because every time you kill a lead acid battery, it just doesn't recover 100%, or so we're told. So it's a good thing that I was approached by Topdon to review the ArtiBattery 101 battery tester. It's tiny because you apparently don't need a $500 tool anymore. You can just test a battery accurately with a small tester. It's still got pretty beefy cables here so it can put a sufficient load on the battery without needing an expensive tool. We'll check the battery here on the BMW. We'll do a load test, a starting test, as well as a charging test. This little guy here will work with pretty much every common battery, lead acid, AGM batteries, and the gel batteries. It can test between 100 and 2000 cold cranking amps, which is 30 amp hours to 200 amp hours. And it'll do charging, starting, and load test. If you have a dead cell, it'll figure it out very quickly, and it'll hopefully give us a fair indicator of the life of our battery. In addition to the BMW, we're also going to check it on the 240 back there because that's got an Optima battery that was turned in as being a dead battery, but I was able to resuscitate it and bring it back to life. And it's been working fine for years. It spends most of its time just sitting around. So we'll see how much life is actually in that Optima battery after all this time. Here's what you're gonna get in the package. The Topdon battery, the cables, the connector, brief intro on the back. Battery testing should be easy. There's no reason to complicate something like this. It's a pretty basic thing, and of course if you go to AutoZone, they'll test it for you, but if you want something for your own fleet of vehicles, this is a good option, and a much better price. So on my Z4, I've got the battery in the boot, so what I'll do is find the cold cranking amps on the top. It's a Duralast Gold battery, so it's just a regular lead acid battery. 730 cold cranking amps. I will connect our leads, and Topdon is on. Select language, English. Out of vehicle, in vehicle, okay. Select charge, before charge, after charge. Let's say after, since I drive the car every day. Select type, regular flooded, EFB, gel, AGM spiral, AGM flat plate, regular flooded. Input, cold cranking amps for the Americans, all the way to 730. Oh, I'm glad I can hold it down. That's a nice thing to have. And load test. State of charge, 43%, 700 amps, 12.26 volts rated, 4.48 milliohms. It says good, but needs a recharge. Well, I drive the car every day. It gets plenty of charge. This battery should be replaced pretty soon. Oh boy. So the fact that we've got a good battery that needs a recharge for a car that's driven every day, this thing should be at full charge. I'm thinking, let's check our charging system, and if we can confirm that that's giving it an adequate charge, then we will move on and replace the battery. And we click OK. Now, cranking test. It'll prompt you for that immediately after. Start engine. Let's go and hit it. Cranking is normal, 10.54 volts. It's a little low, I'd say, but it's within range. We click OK. Charging test, click OK. It's going to put a load on the alternator. Increase revs, okay. Charging is normal, loaded 13.7 volts, non-loaded 13.9, ripple normal, great. And that's it, that's all the testing you do. All you really have to do is just press OK a few times until you get all your settings in place, and then it'll take care of all the loading for you. We'll move on now to the Volvo 240 and just see how that thing's doing. And while we're connected here, just at the regular menu, it's giving me a real-time voltage rating, 14.0 to 14.1 volts, as we're sitting at idle. Our Optima battery here has a 720 cold cranking amp rating. It's from 2012. That BMW battery is from 2017. So let's see how an AGM battery compares. Topdon is on, 11.78 volts. It's kind of low, it's just sitting around. Cold cranking amps, 720. And testing. State of health, 39%. State of charge is 0. 11.76 volts, 335 amps. But it's rated at 720. It says replace. However, I'll press OK and we'll do a cranking test. Okay, so there you have it. You've got one battery that's good but needs a charge, which means it's bad because of the situation that it's in as a daily driver. And then another battery here, which is a bad battery, but it works because it's an Optima, and the Optimas can still give you a lot of power even when they're technically dead. So AGM batteries are really great, but we're not here for that. We're here for the review of this little guy. It's just so simple. Push OK, select your cold cranking amps, and go. When I was working at AutoZone right after college, I was using their big hefty machine, which is probably $600 or $700 retail price, and this is, you know, less than 10% of that price. So I think it's a really great investment. But those actually took a little bit longer as well. They're bulky, they're expensive, so this is a great little guy to have around. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment below and like the video. Check out the link in the description box for the Amazon product page, and there you can find more reviews from more people who have used this product. The Topdon ArtiBattery 101.